Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast. That's right, it's Monday. Sometimes we do it on Tuesdays, but it's Monday today. We got a busy week ahead, and next week is the busiest week at TRC of all. So
literally, it's the busiest week in the history of all time.
It is
for us.
We do a lot of work behind the scenes, and I just hope you guys appreciate it. And the best way you can show us that you appreciate it is by showing up at the Rag Company channel next week during all of our live broadcasts.
So much work.
So much goes on behind the scenes.
So Dane and Anthony both had a spa day date this weekend. Where they went and got some hair cutting done, got some trimming up, and I am sitting here looking like a homeless man.
Yeah, you're looking pretty bad right now.
A grizzled veteran.
It's dedication. Is your wife okay with that look?
No, she's not okay with it.
Really?
She keeps
they
telling
say,
me,
happy wife,
happy
life.
So
you can't
here's
just get a
the
little
deal.
light trim.
I am putting myself on the line for this company.
Yeah.
Both in terms of marriage and family.
Yeah.
Because
some things are more important.
Some things are important. And, we have a video that we have created, a movie of continuity. And the key is keeping that continuity, which means not getting cleaned up. Now, I will say, perhaps, extenuating circumstances, family pictures, a wedding that's happening on Friday, possibly that the family needs to attend to. And again, my wife going, we have family pictures on Friday. Are you going to clean the beard up? Yeah. No, not till the video is done.
Wow. Commitment.
So I told her.
You really showed her.
I did.
You stood up to your wife and you showed her. I would like to see that in person.
Yeah.
And see how that goes down.
Well, what she said was that I look like the people that stormed the Capitol.
So you know who you look like? You look like Blackbeard.
Okay.
You look like Blackbeard.
That's what I thought.
It looks like Blackbeard and Our Flag Means Death, which, by the way, is an awesome show.
So
I've been watching it.
So I started watching it. I'm in the first episode.
Oh no,
I haven't been able to get through that. It's not. I'm not finding it funny. The second and third episodes, I'm hoping because it's a crappy pilot, I found some parts of it funny. But not enough to...
You have to wait till Taika
the second half of the season so good.
And I agree.
Oh my God, it's so good.
So I just want people to see the kind of
luscious... Wait till Taika gets there.
Luscious
I like it as much as I like what we do in the shadows.
Yeah. The luscious locks that I have here. So, see, I'm not too bad, right?
Your hairstyle is short, though.
I don't look too bad.
So
your hair
you don't have to get your hair cut as often, then.
No, that's because I do skin.
Like crazy.
Dane, I do skin.
Over. Yeah, you go way down. I go to a 1, which is the next thing above skin.
1 is one doesn't do anything as far as I'm concerned.
1 is literally the closest after skin.
That's why I do skin at all times because I get the longest out of my.
So I got the I call this Germany 1941.
Okay, very nice.
Little undercut action.
Okay.
Old school undercut
Germany,
action.
Yeah.
Careful with that. Jeez.
There you go.
But I mean, it's a good. Yeah, it's not a bad look.
You got a nice little hard part along the side. It looks cool.
But I am gonna try this week to get my beard trimmed up, cleaned up, just enough. I want to keep it big for TRCMA.
Yeah.
But then I want to bring it back down to normal Levi level.
More manageable. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
My wife said I don't have to take get rid of the beard. I just have to touch it up so it's at least face shape.
Yeah, if you added a few inches, that you would have Taika's Blackbeard beard.
That's what I'm hoping for. But
so anyway, getting into some housekeeping, right?
Yes.
So we have a lot. Probably because we've been procrastinating for so long, right? So we'll talk about more of that here in a minute. But this week, right, starting today, actually, the Grand Ambassador Program opens up again for quarter 2. Q2 of 2022. Now, this is crazy because this popped up. It seemed like pretty fast, right? Quarter 1 kind of flew by, but I think that's just how January, February, and March always kind of feel. But with Q2 launching today, what we're going to be doing is during TRCMA, where you're going to be leaving the applications open because it'll be some talking points, right? To be able to remind people to go and apply. But because of that, and because of just the odd timing, we are not going to announce the winners or the Q2. The Q2s.
Well, the selected folks.
Selected 10 until like April. We're going to try to shoot for like April 6th or something because we're going to come out of TRCMA April 1st. We have the weekend, 2nd and 3rd, and then the judging will start on the 4th, and we're going to try to get through everything hopefully by the 6th or 7th, I'm thinking, and get everything out there. And pretty much just have care packages ready to go.
So how do people, if they want to participate in the Grand Ambassador program, where do they find maybe the sign-up sheet?
Yeah, so that's going to be on the Rag Company Instagram page. You're going to go into the link in our bio. You're going to click on that. It's going to open up a Google form where you're going to put your application in and some simple questions. And we just want to get to know you a little bit more. And then the judging kind of commences from there, right? We close off the application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up essentially starting today, it's going to be open for 2 weeks. So it's going to be open for a while. I just want people to know that, hey, get your applications in. And I'll just make it very clear that they won't be announced till sometime, the first week of April. But Dane's got something on his mind.
One thing regarding Grand Ambassadors, and this happens every single time we get entries, and I don't know how people haven't figured it out yet, but Anthony knows what I'm going to say. If you have a private profile, you either have to make it public or just don't bother entering, because we can't have a Grand Ambassador be a private profile. It defeats the purpose.
Yeah, that's true. Mean B says Q1 went so fast. It did go fast, right? But honestly, you guys did killer work. I mean, all the GBs from quarter one, there's a good chunk of them that just put in some awesome work. They did a great job. There was giveaways, lots of great photo content. And I guess one of the cool parts about being earlier on in the program, right, is that technically you still have the rest of the year to kind of show off, right, and be able to, put out some good content, right? Just because your quarter's over doesn't mean you can stop. You have to stop trying, because obviously we want to be able to see that consistent. Now, for people in the quarter 4, right, they have a quarter to really, make it or break it. But that's also the surprising thing. So all those times those quarter 4 guys go so hard, that's how we had our Grand Ambassador Mountain Town Detail. He just killed it in the 4th quarter. Pretty cool. Let's see. Mazina says this quarter's going to be the first time applying for Grand Bass. Ooh, sorry, Grand Ambassadors. Fingers crossed. All right, Cameron. Well, we'll see what happens, right?
Well, now you got a car. You can do.
We have a whole panel of judges. He gave me a compliment on my hair. I think that's he's trying to get himself in good graces.
That sounds like bribery to me.
But no, we have a whole panel. So what happens is typically it would normally back in the day would have been me, Morgan, Nate would jump in, Dane would jump in, Jimmy might jump in, but lately it's been kind of me, Dane, Gabe, and then Jimmy also gives us his insight. So
basically,
it's kind of a panel of people.
Anthony handles the initial filtering process.
I've never been asked,
and then we all chip in.
We don't typically ask you because you forget how to log in to your Instagram. Yeah. You go, what's my password again? How do I log into this?
I do that.
Yeah,
but we will ask you to come over to the computer and check out prospective stuff.
Well, then you go, oh, I've logged into an old account. I forgot this existed. I'm like,
whoops.
It's true.
This looks different than I remember.
So make sure to look out for that. Apply if you're interested in being a Grand Ambassador. It's a lot of fun. You get to make a lot of good friends, and then obviously it opens up the opportunity to be the Grand Ambassador of the Year, which we have in the chat right now, Mr. Alex Dewar for 2021, who will be coming to Boise.
Alex, I'm going to be picking you up next Saturday.
In a week.
In Ragnarok.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Holy crap.
He's flying in.
Dude, that's so exciting.
Him and Luke coming in about an hour apart.
What are you gonna? Are you gonna hang out with? What are you gonna do with them?
I don't know yet.
You gotta show them around. You gotta do something.
We gotta do something. So.
First stop. Boise
Alex
Fry
is gonna offer some support for the vetting process this time.
Yeah. Actually, no. First stop. Magnet fishing with Levi.
Yeah.
You just take a. So they're like, so what are we doing? We're just looking for treasures.
I'm tired. I've been up since 3 a.m.
Well, that's what happens when you're tech support.
Yeah. No, I'm not tech support, thankfully. Last time that happened, I asked if we ran out of Excel.
Well,
that's the answer.
So we forgot to pay the Excel bill.
So Alex knows that there is going to be a segment at TRCMA about the Grand Ambassador program where I'll be pulling him in and just kind of prompting him with some questions. There's no real speech. I just want him to. Hey, I'm going to ask you questions, answer them honestly. Did you have fun? Things like that. And then start going over pretty much everything that he's going to be taking home, because not only did he win the actual trip, which is crazy, but I know a lot of people are going to be pitching in a lot of products. I know that we're going to be sending stuff along the way. I wouldn't call it a shopping spree, but I would call it definitely like a...
It's kind of like a shopping spree.
It's kind of like a shopping spree, right? You're going to get a lot of cool stuff. And then we're going to have to ship it back to your home so you're ready for it when you get there. Okay, so other than that, other housekeeping things, right? We are, this week, it's kind of the final countdown, meaning that we are going through some last bits of studio cleanup. We are doing everything we need. We got to get Pepsi products in. We have to get our Brooks running shoes on. We have a lot of stuff to do.
Yep.
So, what are you doing to prep for this week? What's your TRCMA prep week look like, Levi?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm still getting over this cold. So
oh my God.
That's one why I'm wearing a mask. Two, I have just that cough. It's just a lingering little cough.
Yeah, you wake up each morning, you're like, it's still
like
there.
A tickle in your throat?
Kind of, yeah. So
any Dayquil or anything?
Have you tried drinking whole milk?
Huh?
No,
that would make it worse.
Saltwater gargle.
So, waking up in the morning, hacking up all the lung fluid and stuff. It's good. Plus, being an ex-smoker, it's super fun to see the colors that come out.
Still?
Sometimes.
Oh my God, tar over the years.
So
it sticks with you.
Anyway, my prep, a lot of vitamin C, jamming that out. Mostly because we got people coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to get sick again.
No.
So
you don't want to double down.
Got to boost it up, boost the immunity system, back up so it can do the fight.
Of course.
Now, second thing, I didn't schedule a car this weekend so that I could relax and do some honeydew lists.
Ooh. Well, we're not talking about weekends right now, so remember that.
I know, I'm just saying. Yeah. That's part of my TRCMA prep.
Okay.
Knock out a couple of the honeydews so that I don't have to work because I basically had to prep my wife.
Time. You have to prep your wife for this
I'm not going to be pretty much available for an entire week.
Yeah. You have to kiss your kids goodbye today.
Right, basically. Wow. And it's spring break for them.
Oh,
so point is, I had to get a lot of that done, and I got a lot of that to do this week. But my other prep is going to be, like I said, vitamins, getting a lot of soda in me. Got to preload the soda, kind of like a pre-workout. You got to get it in as much as I can. And then trying to do a rundown of everything that we're doing because Anthony and I have a lot of work for this TRCMA in hosting. Figuring out exactly what everybody's doing. So I got to make a lot of phone calls today.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we just got to get this studio ready. Mm-hmm. It
There's
feels like it's ready, but it's
cleaning.
not. When we go out there and look, there's a lot of stuff, guys, that's still not done.
Well, as we all know, when you think something's clean, Gabe will take a look through and show you all the ways it's dirty. I also got to get the
cookies ordered. So another thing that's not even done. Anthony, what are you going to do what's your TRCMA prep? Oh, and I got to shave. My whole body. Forgot about that.
Ooh, make it more aerodynamic.
Got to be aerodynamic. Yeah,
when you speak and demonstrate. Right?
Wow.
I got to get that done.
So for me, I have a lot of verbiage that's getting written, right? So we actually have a lot of new products that will be launching next week, right?
Got a lot of copy you got to write.
And I'm the person that writes all of it. Yep. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, you're a copywriter.
I write a lot of it, not all of it, but most of it in terms of like new, exciting things. And so I have some stuff I need to write, and that's going to be taking up a good portion of the week. I'm launching the Grand Ambassador program today, getting that out there. And then I also need to start getting out all the marketing and media content that's going to be going out through banners and stuff like that over social media for the next week, right?
You're gonna have to get.
I need an assistant. Who wants to be my assistant for the week?
I know that's what you need.
Can I hire somebody?
No, we don't have anybody extra.
Can I pull in an intern? Right?
No, we don't have any of those.
There's a guy named Jeff down at BSU. Really nice, right?
Yep.
He doesn't go to school there,
but he's just a guy.
He's just a guy, probably mid-50s.
Okay,
I think that he could do what I need him to do. I'm kidding.
I think you can find just a guy on the corner or something.
No. Oh, not different Jeff, not our Jeff.
That can be
completely different guy named Jeff. That can be conflicting. I'll have to go with maybe Gregor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Gregor Jeff.
Sir Gregor.
Yeah, a Gregor Jeff.
Then I can have a Gregor Jeff, right? But if that going on, then I need to clean up my office, right? Because like my bedroom and my house, sometimes my office gets a little messy with things that I just kind of throw in there. We got an intern. Mr. Mean Bee signing up right there. But we have that going on. And then what else do I have to do this week? I know there's some other things on my list.
Shave.
film the rest of this video.
Yeah.
And then make friends this week, right?
Yeah.
We're meeting some
Yeah.
new people
Have
that we
you,
haven't met
did you tell
face-to-face.
Katie the dates that you're gone as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
next week,
not
starting-
really
yeah,
confidence
starting next
inspiring
week.
right there.
Yeah.
All the way up to potentially next Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this weekend I can't.
You
do
gotta
anything. But
yeah,
next
make
Monday I'm free. I'm free. I'm free.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. So Dane, what about you? Any prep that you're doing?
Well, I got some fresh new kicks from our
Oh.
friends at Brooks. I'm
We
very
did.
excited.
I got mine
about.
too. Oh, and I
yeah.
contacted Brooks. They said not a problem. They're going to try and get the next pair out for you this week, and then they'll probably just swap. They'll get a return slip for you on,
Perfect.
those,
Okay,
on
thank
your
God.
ghosts.
So I got a pair.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a
No,
pair
go
of Brooks.
ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dane, but I got a pair. I didn't love them.
Well,
in
the color-
person,
and the
in
colorway.
person,
The
in
colorway.
person.
The
color.
shoe is fine. It's the
yeah,
color
I didn't
scheme.
even
he
put them
wasn't
on.
wild
I mean,
about
I
in
just
person.
I saw them like in the photos. That's what's hard, right? You don't
Yeah.
know what it's going to really look like.
Right.
And then once they pull it out of the box, the first thing, like Nick walks by and goes, Seahawks fan. And I'm like, nope, I'm not a Seahawks fan. I don't watch sports. And he says, everybody's going to think you're a Seahawks fan. And those,
Yeah.
and then next person walks by, ooh, Seahawks. I'm like, no, that's not what these shoes are. They're blue and green. There's no.
It's basically a highlighter
Yeah.
colored sole
And-
and like an Atlantic blue.
And then
top.
John walks in, right? I'm more of a Raiders fan myself. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Levi, these shoes, the color's not going to work for me. And so that's how their exchange process is very
It's an
easy, it
iconic
sounds
color
like.
scheme.
So I'll be going with
Hopefully,
the
yeah.
Otherwise,
Adrenaline
no one would say
GT22s or something.
GTS 22s, same
GTS
type of shoes that I'm wearing.
But I'm going with the.
And I think you're wearing the Adrenalines, right?
Red, white,
I got the
and
Adrenalines,
gray.
but I think I got the 20s.
You got the 21s.
I went 21s. I went a year
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So
So he's got the 21s. We'll be rocking the 22s.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And then our very own Alex Dewar has his fresh two pairs, two pairs, as one of his Grand Ambassador prizes sitting by my desk.
he got one of
it's
the
not-
craziest
two
color
pairs.
schemes I've seen.
Yeah.
He gets to slip into those right when he gets in the door.
it's just gonna be-
Oh, that's got to be nice.
Okay, so continue. What else are you
So
doing, Dane?
beyond that, so this week I'll be here until Wednesday. We'll wrap things up on Wednesday, and then Thursday morning I will begin a journey down to Park. What's Zion?
Dane.
Wait,
Wait,
but
Dane,
we're
you're-
talking about TRCMA.
Dane,
Uh-huh.
you're not taking a trip for TRCMA, are you?
Yeah, because see, the thing is,
Wait.
I have some friends that go.
We have a lot of work
way
to do.
back. So this is going to sound really sad. I don't necessarily have a huge friend group. I know lots of people, and lots of people know me, and we're all very cordial. But like as far as like friends, the kind of people you just
I have one.
deep chats with. And
I have
stuff.
one true friend that I've
Okay.
kept
Okay.
through that.
So
I know lots of people, but I
They
have
go-
one actual friend that I've kept since childhood.
they go way back, and I never see them because they've all moved away.
Right,
But we
uh-huh.
made a pact with each other that every 2 years we would make the effort.
Blood pact.
We would rent a place to all hang out together and just hang out for the course of like a weekend or an
Okay,
extended weekend
yeah.
kind of thing, and just catch up. Because it beats having a Zoom call or something like that. Actually being a person, the interaction is just different. So we made a point to actually
This
like
is something you just did because of the pandemic. You've
no, this
decided
was
that
before
it's
that.
because of the Zoomed calls, it doesn't work the same.
No. They've been doing this since 2018. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So since 2 years ago,
it's been longer than that.
pre-pandemic, you did it once in 2018.
And actually, one time prior to that. So I guess I've been doing it longer.
Okay,
Anyway,
there we go. All
really
right.
stretching it
Yeah,
out.
you-
here.
how can you make a tradition, Levi, if you don't? You have to at least get a couple under your
Right,
belt.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Sounded like they were doing this because of
Three-
Zoom calls, new thing.
Before
not
you
not
go
fun.
ripping my up,
Just gotta, I'm sorry.
3 makes a pattern. We got 2 in before the
yeah.
pandemic hit.
That's right. You did. You did.
So-
you
so
we
went-
did one in Washington,
Yeah.
up in the Snohomish
and you
area.
took the Volvo up there, and it overheated on you.
That was the second trip. So the first trip, I took
Okay.
the C-Max to the Washington wilderness out in like Snoqualmie area.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
not Snohomish, but Snoqualmie area. And it was in the summertime,
Beautiful
so it was
time.
a cabin next to like a railway on the other side of the river. Very
Yeah,
picturesque.
I remember
Lovely.
you showed us all your photos.
This
Very nice.
reminds me
Really enjoyed
of
it.
like, are you sure this isn't without a paddle that you're describing?
No.
It
no.
sounds like without a paddle.
And so our second time, we're like, all right, because our friend group is concentrated between Idaho, Washington, and California. So we're all just kind of like between those areas. So we're trying to like pick places that are triangulated.
Nearby. Yeah.
You know. So the second time we went to Rockaway Beach in Oregon, which was very cool. Love the Oregon coast. You know, it's not as hot as like California, but it's not as cold as Washington or whatever. It's like a nice medium. And beautiful out there. That was our second trip. That's when I took the Volvo and had a momentary overheating, waited 10 minutes, and then drove off like nothing happened.
Did you go during crab season there?
Hard to tell.
Okay.
I didn't see crabs.
It's a beautiful time of the year to go for crab season.
Everybody knows the best crabs come out of Rockaway Beach, Oregon.
Yeah. That or Brookings is great too. Some great crab comes out of Brookings as well.
So then our next plan was, all right, so that was great. Let's plan our next trip. And then the pandemic happened. We were supposed to do it in 2020.
Right.
It was supposed to happen. So yeah, I got us a little mixed up. It was 2016, 2018, and the 2020 was supposed to be the next one. Did not happen for obvious reasons. And then stuff just got too busy. And then I was like, oh no, we're losing it. And then of course now it's been 4 years since the last one, and we're like, okay, we finally got this worked out. A year ago, we got this stuff locked in. We're going to Zion in Utah. We got this cool cabin set up.
Weekend, everything.
Yeah, and basically extended weekend. I didn't know because at the time, our TRCMA stuff was happening in the fall. It wasn't a spring thing. So at the time when I planned it, it wasn't near anything on the schedule. Then as time goes on, we move stuff around. And suddenly I am right on the heels of TRCMA with this trip. But I already paid a very large amount for my chunk of this Airbnb over a year ago. And all this stuff was set up. And just kind of worked out this way. So, yeah, I am stubbornly going. And the reason I'm so stubbornly going on this is because not only do I believe in my MC skills to host this thing when I come back and be able to do stuff on the fly that's needed, you know, hosting from the podcast room right here while you guys are hosting out there. I also realize that I am in a very small group of people who like, I don't try to not take vacations, but I'm very bad about it. Like I can go an entire year at work without ever taking any day off.
Honestly, Dane, this is your only vacation.
I'm
the
famous,
only other vacations
notorious.
You take are work trips.
I am notorious. Yeah, the only trips I take are work trips.
You've said that many times.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So when I take time for myself, it means something, and I hope other people respect that.
I think everybody respects
it makes
that. I just got to bust your balls
I know.
because it's
and
funny.
It is.
Because it's happening during
but it's also
literally
it's brutal because
week.
It just happens to work out at that timing. So yeah, there was definitely stuff to deal with there. But making it work. Yeah. So it's going to happen. And I come back on Sunday night, literally the Sunday before we start the show on Monday.
Are you doing any type of like outdoor adventures while you're there?
Yes.
Because there's rattlesnakes out there, and I'm thinking, Dane.
So if I get bit by a rattlesnake, I'm showing up here with like a swollen, foot or in a coffin or something.
Okay, so you're going to commit to the bit. Then.
Yeah, I got to commit to the bit. Because I've set the initiative that I'm going to go do this thing. Mm-hmm. I can't half-ass it just because I'm worried about a short. So I need to commit to actually enjoying it and just separating, brain from work for a little bit, which is rare for me, incredibly rare. I'm notorious for staying late here all the time, all that stuff. I live and breathe this place. So by taking probably a much-needed mental break just for a little bit, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, no, we're going to be pretty remote. So yeah, I plan on driving some off-road trails
down there.
No, taking the van.
Oh,
so I'm getting an oil cooler installed to help things along on the transmission there, just for a longer trip.
When's that getting installed?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Really cutting close.
So really, that's when Dylan was able to work out the time. So that's what we get.
So Dane, I'm hoping you have fun. I hope nothing goes wrong, and I do really hope you enjoy it and have a blast. Do any of your friends group have children or spouses?
They have spouses, pretty much all of them.
No children yet.
No children amongst them.
This is why you can do this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Pretty much.
They will fall by the wayside as they get.
Yeah,
they come into their families.
Let's just say maybe a couple of them will have kids, but the other half probably won't.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying
this is a safe bet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
based on your friend group.
Yeah,
that I know of.
Basically, we're going to have a great time. It's going to be fun. I'll take lots of pictures and stuff, and then we could talk about them like the week after TRCMA or something. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it.
So you got to get an oil cooler in the van, pack the van,
yep.
hope that it makes it down there because you're driving the 9 hours.
I'm applying the same level of faith that some people do to the religions or any other things. I flew down to
Alex,
Texas and I got myself my Jaguar and drove it up, which a lot of people would be like, oh, reliability. I had faith it would work out, and it did.
Yeah.
So I'm applying that same level of faith here. I hope it works out. If anything goes wrong, I trust that there will be a way to make it work, and I will get back in time for the show.
Yep, it'll be great because
we'll
you'll get Dane broadcasting live from airline.
Or I'll do my hosting routine from the top of a rock in Utah.
Hey, guys. So, yes, Alex, you and Luke are free to borrow the Jag on Sunday. I will take you up to Dane's house, and you can ask Liz for the keys.
Oof.
Done deal.
I'm just getting new shocks put on it today, so yeah.
Just in time for you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How great would that be?
New shocks?
Yeah,
they're the original shocks, and they're finally starting to leak and seep a little
struts.
bit.
You're getting struts?
Or struts, yeah.
Nice.
Whatever you want to say.
It's
So
good
it's on
in the
lowering
morning.
springs, but the actual, struts.
Nice.
So,
I need to do that for my car.
Yeah, the Elantra's been working without for a while now.
150,000 miles.
Oh, man.
On those struts.
Yeah.
Best dang struts ever.
But the Jag's got 94,000 miles on it now, so I bought it with 70-something, so I drive it a lot.
So point is, we all have a lot of stuff we got to get done this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy week for us. Next week is going to be an even more insane week, but it's going to be a fun week for you guys at home to be able to watch and enjoy everything because it is action-packed. We have a ton of new products to drop.
So much.
I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy this a lot.
And for people who are just tuning in and have no idea what we're talking about, TRCMA, the Rag Company Media Access Show, is going to be on the main Rag Company channel. Look for the upcoming live streams. They're right there. Just click set reminder, and it'll give you the heads up as to when the show starts. Or you can just mark down the time and date, and you'll know. It's all next week, the whole thing, morning and afternoon blocks. And,
what'd you guys do this weekend?
Anthony?
Oh, why are you looking at me?
Well, I just happened to turn over. You guys are both looking at me. But
I never start.
Oh, well, okay. Why not try a new tradition here? Let's see Anthony starts. Oh, okay. We're going to do me.
Okay.
Well, in that case, I did spend my weekend doing a lot of around-the-house chores, building up new gate latch hardware, putting on handles, doing little things around the yard that just felt like it had kind of been sitting
Well, you
for a
had
while.
the deer stop by?
And I had the deer come by, which I got a little bit of video of. I sent to Nick there earlier. But I met some new neighbors, which were deer, and I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I was driving up my driveway after work on Friday, and suddenly I have a pair of eyeballs leveled at me, and I'm going, wait a second, as I drive up the hill. It blended in so well, I didn't notice. But it was like, holy crap, there you are.
Yeah, that's
Hi there.
awesome.
But,
oh my gosh.
they're all chilling. But, it was really cool. They were just crossing through, and they were pretty mild. I mean, you didn't have to worry about any bad encounters or whatever. I was just taking my garbage down to the street.
Yeah.
Dane,
Well, you can buy...
You could start breeding them if you wanted to.
Well...
I mean,
have you ever considered
D&B,
getting into
Dane,
deer breeding?
But at D&B, you can start. My neighbors do this across the street. They start feeding.
Yeah.
They feed the deer. They leave food out for the deer in the winter.
which
And that's
I have
something
been told
you could do.
by the neighbor lady who's lived there for 50 years, the house
Don't do
down
that.
below me, that the deer had mostly just been going through in the middle of the night, but they started appearing more often during the day because one of the neighbor ladies on the other side of the street fed them once. And they all started
very
coming
smart
by,
animals.
and suddenly a lot more car accidents started to happen because the deer were appearing on the road a lot more frequently. So people don't drive 30 miles an hour on that road, and I'll be honest, I'm one of those
that's a
people.
75-mile-an-hour road.
I don't fly down that road. I'm cautious. If I know it's a day where there's less cyclists, I'm going to go a little faster on it. But it's one of those great windy, just like super fun roads to drive. And I don't fault people for driving faster on it if their car's capable of it. But you have to be mindful of your surroundings, and that includes deer, that includes cyclists, all that stuff. Once again, I'm one of those people who's like, you can wield the thing, just be responsible about it.
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of my weekend was just having the deer disappear, which was cool.
Well, you could get like a salt lick,
Oh yeah,
a block of salt,
lick out there.
and just put it on the corner of your fence on the bottom.
And
They'll
it's
just
like,
walk
"Hey,
by.
guys."
They'll get a little lick of it, some little treat. It's not really food. It's just a treat. So
Thank you, Alex. Start a taxidermy service. Oh, boy.
I would like to start my jerky company based off of that.
That would be a
Well,
great idea.
apparently, as I was told by the lady down the driveway from me, she also said that about a year after the lady fed those deer for the first time, a car struck a deer, and the neighbor, the guy to the side of the lady who fed them, asked if he could keep the deer carcass, and
Yeah,
they're like,
good meat.
Okay.
Nothing
and
wrong
so
with it.
he strung it up outside
Yeah,
of the house,
his property,
right out front
able
to
to
make
do
his
that.
jerky.
Yeah.
Apparently, the lady next door was just crying horribly because she was feeding Bambi, and this is the result.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
So
result.
yeah,
he's
no, that
eating.
was.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen when they get hung up and strung and then stripped down? Do you know what that looks like, Dane?
Oh yeah, he
It's-
field dressed that thing in his front
Yeah,
yard.
it is not pretty.
No,
It's
it is
pretty.
not.
But you
So,
do that to
yeah.
survive.
Think of all that delicious deer meat you can
Wow.
put in your freezer.
Oh my gosh.
In my freezer, it's unbelievable.
Deep
Truly
freezers,
nice.
man.
Deep freeze. some
Careful,
meat.
it can get gamey. So yeah, that was basically the start of that. And so I did my stuff around the house. I set up my Ring camera system, so it'll be nice for Liz while I'm away. She can monitor stuff, and also gives her a heads up when like one of the contractors is coming up the road. Like, okay,
Yeah.
time to get more stuff because we're still working on that bathroom thing.
Yeah.
My God, but that's a story for another day. The other thing was I basically babysat Cooper. For
Okay, yeah.
a little while this weekend because my brother wanted to go to a party and I was like, yes, go be social.
What
Have
kind of
fun
house?
with that.
House party?
I
A rager?
guess maybe.
A caterer?
I don't think he's at that age anymore. I don't know what kind of party it was, but it was a party, and I was
Like
like,
an Eyes
yes,
Wide
Corey,
Shut?
go to that. And I will take care of Cooper. Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Yeah.
You drop him off in my house, that's cool. So brought Cooper over, but part of that was I was getting stuff at Home Depot, so I told Corey, I'll just swing by my parents' house. I'll pick up Cooper. We're all good.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I have footage
Yeah.
of this.
Vandals.
Basically, the front
Vandals.
posts are missing.
Someone
some bits
decided
and
to take
pieces.
the posts out.
It's a little
Look at the
janky.
roof
The
is-
ceiling looks a little.
So this is being held up by
Questionable.
Put
just
those together.
some boards that look precariously placed at best, and the whole bottom section is gone. Now, for those who are looking at this going, what the hell happened? You would have had to have seen last week's podcast where I explained that we'd been getting bees in these columns for a long time, and they actually made an entire beehive complete with honeycomb and oodles of honey
delicious.
in that far one you see there on the left, way up ahead. And these other columns, they basically just going to prevent that from happening in the future. Even though they love the bees, they were almost like pets at that point because they were very docile. They didn't bother anybody. But yeah, they're basically cutting off the bottoms of these and replacing them with a facade that looks the same but is actually solid concrete inside. So it's just going to be like a concrete
Instead of a
tube.
hollow.
Yeah, so instead of wood, which
plaster wood
will
box.
eventually deteriorate, rot, all that stuff, they're like,
Yeah.
okay, if this ever happens again, it's just concrete.
That's crazy.
Because what
I
the
forgot
bees
about
did
that. Your
was
parents had
the-
bees in there.
The log wasn't necessarily going to be affected by the honeycomb stuff they built around the log, but it just deteriorated log over time.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
they were really using was the box that those
Yeah.
facades were around. So it kind of became like a bee box.
Yeah.
But yeah,
A bee
that's
box.
that's basically what it was. So I thought that was pretty cool. I
That
had
is
to get
pretty
some
cool.
pictures and show people what it looks like now. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. Other than that, I watched Our Flag Means Death, which I'm sorry you're not able to get past the first episode. I agree the pilot's a little...
It's just a
Yeah.
pilot, and that's
Yeah.
how all pilots are.
I
Slow.
promise you, though, like I think it's like 3 episodes in
Yeah.
is when it starts to really kick off,
Yeah.
and then it's just
I
like,
think it's a
firing
funny
on
premise.
all cylinders. And
Like,
it is.
and I like
they
some of
use
the
that funny
jokes.
premise very well as
And I like some of the jokes. I just thought I was like, dang it, this wasn't.
Oh
Oh,
no!
man.
The
You
jokes,
just have
the
to
jokes
fire 'em
starting
right off the
about
bat.
episode 3 onward. I fell in love with the show.
You need to wait till they
completely.
get to the island.
Yeah,
That's where it gets really good.
there's some great stuff. So you've been watching a little bit then too.
yeah. I'm,
So do you?
Oh, I love it.
agree?
I think
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, I definitely.
It's
thought
another
so.
one of those shows. Turn on in the background and just let it play.
Oh yeah, and there's all
Enjoy.
kinds of little stuff.
I don't watch that type of television though.
Well, this is
I'm
one,
not a turn in the background kind of.
but you can
joke.
I know, but you
appreciate it whether
can.
it's in the foreground
You can.
or the background.
You
It's
can
that
do
good.
both.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
It's got
Potential.
something for everybody. But no, like Taika's Blackbeard is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you meet Calico Jack later
Yeah.
on. And then I was like, oh no, there's no more episodes. I was sad. I ran through the whole thing this weekend. But yeah, that was basically my weekend.
Hodor's in it.
Yeah,
I know
Hodor's in
that.
it.
Yeah.
His name is what? Wee Tom or Wee Tim or
I don't know.
Wee John? You know, Anyway, it's a fun show.
I loved when they were making their flags and they were explaining all their different flags.
They use those flags later.
I liked when they wanted to create a mutiny, but the one thing they were talking about was how, but he also reads us bedtime stories. That's
basically
nice.
The whole premise is
and he pays us whether we're doing anything or not, so we'd probably lose that. Like, I thought that was funny. Like,
the premise is basically you have a pirate ship that's manned by a bunch of people who maybe in any other scenario wouldn't have really cut it as pirates.
Yeah, and
but
the one
the
pirate
captain
is a girl who's actually the most vicious.
She's the most capable.
She's
of
the most
bunch.
capable out of all of
Jim.
them. Yeah, Jim.
But everybody thinks she's a guy because she wears an outfit to hide the fact that she's actually.
But I loved when she was teaching him how to fight, and he's like, "That's a kill. That's a kill. That's a kill. That's a kill. That's a kill."
Like, wow, that's a lot of
Like, that's a lot. Is there a move I can make that?
Maybe a stun move.
Yeah.
So no, it's it really picks up. I would say episode 3 is when it really.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I was just disappointed with that first episode.
Get to that part,
like,
and you won't struggle anymore. Second episode's good too, but the third episode is really where that picks up. Because once you kind of establish this stuff, then we're moving, and it's good. But it's really fun.
What service is that on?
HBO Max.
And you still haven't watched Peacemaker?
No, I haven't watched Peacemaker.
Oh my God, Levi!
I feel like the musical choices alone would appeal to Levi.
Levi, it's so good that it's like I can't even. How am I going to talk about it?
See, I know I'll like it. The hard part is I watched stuff.
It's like all punk and glam metal stuff, and
oh, it's so good. It's amazing. Anyways, so what else did you do?
So, that was the extent of it. It was just, setting up the systems, doing all that, and then just getting some various groceries done. It's nothing exciting, but it was just, setting up the hardware on the gates and the fencing and stuff and getting nice little latches. Everything works better because some of the old stuff was rusty. And I was like, I'm going to fix that. So I did.
Nice.
And I'm also putting new numbers on the house because I didn't like the font of the old numbers. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Oh, man. So, oh, no. Beehive. Oh, dear. Next episode of Dane Eats Tony's Roadkill Deer Burgers. Daniel, you may be on to something. Ricky, what show is this? This is the podcast. This is where we talk about our weekends.
No, he's talking about what show we're talking about. It's called Our Flag Means Death.
Our Flag Means Death.
HBO.
It's another Taika Waititi show. Yeah. So if you like What We Do in the Shadows or that kind of stuff, you're probably going to like the sense of humor in this.
Or Reservation Dogs.
Yeah. Okay, I've been meaning to watch that
It's actually really good.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Dane?
How about Levi?
Oh, thanks, Dane.
Yeah.
So this weekend was the birthday of Hadley.
Oh, my gosh.
11 years old.
Can you believe it?
No.
It's just, where does the time go?
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I don't believe the last 11 years have gone by as fast as they have. Yeah. It's scary because I know that you'll be sitting in this position and you'll go, yeah, you were right. It went by way too fast. And it's crazy because it was just so fast. So she had a birthday party on Saturday where she had 2 of her friends from school, and they headed over to Carly took them to an escape room, and they did an escape room together, the 3 of them. So I was given the chore of handling Augie for the day.
Okay,
because he wasn't invited.
So do you describe it as a chore?
More of a fact
I think that's saying a lot.
I also was not invited to the escape room.
But you wanted to go.
I thought it would have been fun to all go and do that stuff, but my wife planned it out.
Okay.
Said me and Hadley and her friends are going to go do the escape room. Okay. I said, all right. She goes, you take Augie and go do something. Have a boys' date.
There you go.
So I took Augie to the place that a child of his fortitude and strength is totally capable of.
Yeah.
Pojo's.
Ooh, nice.
So we walked in there, me and him. He was wearing a fanny pack.
Oh,
full
coins at the ready.
For coins and tickets. He goes, this is going to hold everything. And I said, all right, that sounds great. Took those in there, put in our $40. I'm standing in line. I said, $40 in tokens, please.
No way. You did 40?
I did 40.
Oh,
That is
man.
literally
That's
that's
baller.
every child's dream.
Right? Yeah.
When you drop 40 in that, it's like, no way.
Yeah.
That's hours of
Basically
fun.
$40 in quarters.
Yeah.
So I go, I'll take 40 of those. Plus they give you like another 20 coins or whatever. So while I'm doing that, I turn around. I go, hey, Og, what do you think of that? And then I look. He's got 2 $5 bills that he brought with him, and he's putting them in the token machine. I'm just getting some reserves over here, Pops. So, okay. All right, I just got a bunch of, okay. So he takes those, puts them in his fanny pack. I got my coins. We start going over to some stuff. I said, what are you going to go do first? He goes, well, my goal is to see how many tokens I can get or how many tickets I can get. So let's go to this machine right here. There's a machine in the center that is literally you just pump tokens in, and they land, and then they get pushed to the edge, and then they give you tickets.
Yeah.
Right?
I know what you
those
mean.
machines give you the most amount of tickets per coin, basically. So me and Augie sit there, and we literally obliterate probably a good $10 to $15 worth of tokens.
Dang.
Right there in that machine on either
way.
side.
Were the tickets just flowing or
Tickets
what?
are just pouring out of that machine.
I like it when they start coming out so fast they start folding on
Yes.
themselves,
Yeah.
right? And
That's what this
when
was doing.
Oh, really?
Augie is
Fat
like,
stacks.
Augie's like,
Yeah.
oh, here we go. This is it.
Yeah.
So we spent we spent 1 hour doing that till we burned off all our tokens. We played a couple games together. You know, we did the dad and son stuff. We tried some different games of chance. Augie did some claw machine action. Tried to pop a balloon to
Did you
win
do
a
any
drone.
skee ball over there?
No, we didn't do any skee ball. Usually we do, but
Really?
when you do skee ball, they only gives you one ticket.
Yeah, but it's more of just it's more of a skill thing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like I just love throwing.
yeah. My
Skee
son,
ball's
my
fun.
son doesn't abide that unless he can win the maximum amount of skee ball.
So he
Like
doesn't
through
enjoy
cheating.
the games. He just enjoys the result of the game.
Correct.
You know, okay.
So
Okay.
Do you-
Man, he's just
do they
he's
have
just
that
cold
one?
and ruthless.
Do you remember that one game back in the day? It was a dinosaur flipping game, right? Where you load the coin into the thing, and it's like a little gun thing, and you swivel
Yes,
it,
they have
and
that
you
still.
flip the coin,
Uh-huh.
and it lands into one of the dinosaur-like things, and it goes, and it
Yeah.
makes like a sound. It like lights
yeah,
up.
yeah.
That game.
They have
was
that.
that game was everything. They
Yeah.
have it there.
I think they do. I think they still have it or something similar to it.
Oh
But
man.
point is, we had a blast. When we finished, we went and counted up our tickets. 1,600 tickets.
All
Pretty
right,
good. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
it's enough to get
So
you
basically,
like
you paid. You're
Paid
looking at
$50
roughly-
for
You were looking at
1,600 tickets.
yeah. Okay.
1,600 tickets.
What would you say the item value for a prize at the 1,600 ticket level would be, though?
Well,
is it about
what-
the same?
Augie
Is it,
got it. No,
you could
not
have
at
just
all.
spent $50
No,
and
not at all.
gotten
No. Augie ended up getting a Minecraft sword that made noise for 1,000 tickets.
Okay.
He ended up getting some snacks and treats, and then he got Hadley some sort of stretchy
Oh my God,
thing.
gee.
Oh, he would do that. Augie would do it, especially for money.
Don't tell him
Yeah,
that.
he would do that for money.
That's
That's easy.
horrible.
So then
Oh,
I took
man.
Augie to Target because we had to pick a Hadley a gift for her. So I took him to Target and I said, pick out something for your sister. And he goes, we were watching Lego Masters, and I recall her telling me that she really loves the Lego Friends system. However, she does not have any Lego Friends, which is the girls' style of Legos. And I said, oh, that's a great idea. Let's go look for those. So he picked out a kit she would like, and then he looks over and goes, there's a Gravedigger like the one Glenn has. It's only $15. Do you think I could get it? And I said, yeah, we could get that too. So we came out with 2 Lego sets. So he was just like, oh my gosh. Not only have I just burned about $50 in tokens, walking out with a Minecraft sword and some candy, but also got me a Lego Technic set for myself. He was very excited about this.
Yeah.
Then I said, all right, we're going to go get some lunch somewhere. He said, where are we going to go? Because Hadley and Carly and the girls went to Jimmy John's. Carly said, I'll take you to lunch. Where do you want to go? And Hadley goes, Jimmy John's.
She likes
Interesting.
Jimmy. She
I-
likes Jimmy
Yeah.
John. That's
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah, I did too. So Carly's like, all right. So she took me to
Whatever.
Jimmy John's. So then
It's okay.
I took Augie to Blaze Pizza.
Oh, always a good
Said,
option.
you get to make your own pizza here. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
Wowed. Amazed. Watched them cook it. Was peeking at it while they were cutting the slices. Had one slice. Ate barely half a slice.
Out of the whole pizza?
Out of the whole pizza, and was like, man, I'm just really full. And I said, well, keep going. You're doing really good. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to share this with Mom when I get home. And I said, oh, all right. Well, I just spent $30 on a pizza for you, but okay, you're going to eat half of a slice. All right. And I ate mine. I had my own pizza. Yeah. So then we got in the truck, headed back home. Got home. Carly and my mother-in-law was there. Carly and the girls showed up. We had cake. They got to open their presents. Augie and I built the Legos. Just kind of hung out. Spent the rest of the night just kind of chilling out, relaxing. I had to take one of the kids home. And then Saturday night, I started working on my front yard project. Ooh. So last week, I tore out all my ornamental grasses in front of my house.
All of them?
All of them.
What does that leave you?
I had huge ornamental grasses this big around.
Okay.
3 big ones. Took them out. They were flush up against the front patio. They were kind of nice. They kind of added some privacy.
Yeah.
Got rid of that. Last winter or last fall, I received my sister-in-law's fire pit, in-ground fire pit. Oh. Steel ring, bricks, everything. So, I brought home those sandstone blocks.
Yeah.
So I didn't take any pictures, and I apologize for this. But basically, I have created a large gathering area in my front yard.
Your front yard?
My front yard with a seating area and fire pit. So what I did was I went and got landscape fabric. I raked everything out because I had planter beds there. That's where we had our pumpkin patch.
Okay.
So I raked all that out, spread all that dirt out from the planter beds.
And this doesn't interfere with your outdoor wash bay?
No.
Okay.
No, this is additional seating.
I see.
This is for customers to be able to enjoy perhaps a spot to relax and watch.
Yet another amenity of the
Correct.
HQ.
So took out this front part, built a landscape fabric, this whole area, put the fire ring down. I got to cut out the area where the ring's going to go, and then I'll build up the rock around it. And then I'm going to go to the rock yard, get some gravel, or some sand, and fill that area of my front into like some pea gravel or something to make it look fancy.
Yeah.
Then put our lawn chairs in there, have a nice little front yard, kind of hang out so we can be kicking back.
Yeah.
Waving at the neighbors as they walk by. Maybe I'm washing a car out front. People can come sit, chill, hang out,
wow.
See what's going on. So,
look at that.
Really excited.
Okay.
But that's
in a car. They just come sit down.
Yeah.
Ooh, check this out.
What a lovely little fire.
We love how you wash that in your grass, and you're like, thanks. It also waters my grass at the same time.
Does.
I was trying to do him a solo by explaining it's the outdoor wash bay.
Yeah. So it's basically
it's also a yard.
It's 14 by 14 is the space. 14 feet by 14 feet. So I got it all masked out, looking good. So Carly was very excited about that because we've got a lot of family coming into town this weekend because of TRCMA. Lots of family coming into town because they want to see. They want to come to the show. They want to hang out.
Doesn't want to be.
They want to be involved.
Yeah.
And I said, you guys, that's not that. My niece is getting married on Friday. I really think that's the reason. Has nothing to do.
And they're
with
like,
TRCMA.
no, TRCMA. That's where it's.
So my
at.
wife's like, you got to have all these yard projects done. I still have those 2 giant boulders in my grass that I can't move because they're too heavy.
You ever thought of just hiring a guy for 20 minutes with like an excavator to come and just push it
Dane,
over?
I don't have that
Bobcat?
kind of money.
Oh, okay.
So,
do you have any friends who have a Bobcat? I'm sure you could work out a favor or trade for.
I don't have any
kind of
friends
system.
with Bobcats. Probably Lynxes, but not a Bobcat.
Seems like most people know a guy.
So what I'm going to do is I ended up also buying a tow strap for the Suburban.
Oh my God, you're going to try and do that.
So I'm going to wrap a tow strap around one of those rocks, drag it into place with the Suburban. 8.1, 496 cubes.
No, see, I'm not doubting
Got lots of power.
The power is there. What I'm more concerned about is,
the decapitation of my children.
That is a factor. Also, the strap probably won't break because they're tough, but if it wasn't fully secured around the rock or it found a way to slide off and snap,
It'll
or
slide off.
if there's all kinds of stuff that could happen. The rock can move in a way you don't expect.
True.
And
all I know
just
is
go sideways.
So I got stuff to do that.
It could go through the front
I
window
got
of your
my
house.
yard-
I don't know, man. There's a lot of things that could go wrong.
I did get my yard cleaned up. Got everything put, as much as I can. I still got to get rock this evening. One of these evenings, I got to get borders this evening.
Yeah.
I got to get. There's so much stuff that I have to do this week to get it done for my wife, so that at least my house looks presentable.
Yeah. You're right, me and B.
That's the goal, is get this place looking clean. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a car this weekend, and I don't have a car next weekend. Part of that process was so I could spend some time with Hadley for her birthday. We could do birthday stuff, and I didn't have to feel like I was doing a car or working hard.
Yeah.
I'd like to get my garage cleaned this week as well as next week in the evenings or the weekends, just so I can have it ready, because I do need to clean my garage. It's gross and horrible. A boulder movement in the back.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
We could bring the van over and try out that new transmission cooler with the toe strap.
I'll put it low and see if those 95 ponies can do anything.
Move a 500-pound rock.
I have like 120 pound-feet of torque.
But so basically, I'm just trying to get a lot of that stuff done this weekend. After that, though, this weekend, I booked out the rest of March, April, and mid-May for details out of the MOS HQ.
So you're off and flying then.
I am
after.
set till we return from the UK.
Nice.
So pretty good. That was a good feeling to get all that done and get everybody scheduled and get put together in my calendar. It's crazy to go, holy crap, I just filled up like almost 2 full months of work, which is awesome. But I got to be careful going into when I get back from the UK, because that runs into our summer. And I need to make sure that I'm not, missing out with family. And I think that's the biggest thing, especially with running a side gig, that you forget about, is you get so busy that you can easily, like I did last year, I booked out the whole summer. And it was so hot, we couldn't go anyway. So super frustrating, but that's something I want to try and amend this year by taking the trailer out, doing some more camping, having some fun, and doing things like that. So I just need to be cautious of that. But it was nice having this weekend off. It was good because I still didn't feel 100%, but enough that I could get a lot of yard work done, which was good. So
That's good.
Yeah.
but that's my that was it in a nutshell. I mean, it's really basic, really simple, really easy weekend. Nothing fancy, nothing major. So,
But some improvements.
I did get some big improvements. I feel bad I didn't take any pictures. It actually
Yeah.
looks really good, and I'm really excited to see. So when
We'll
it's
take
all
a few
done, I
pics and
think
we'll
it'll
follow up.
I think it'll
in 2
look pretty
weeks.
good. Oh, and then as you all saw on the group podcast, on the Rag Company group, I started the breakfast conversation on Sunday,
Boy. Yep.
showing everybody how I make the famous Morgan McMurray cinnamon roll waffles. So
Morgan
man.
McMurray created
she's
those?
the one that gave us that idea. She literally talked about it on this
A
podcast.
lasting legacy, if there ever was
Oh, wow.
one.
She talked about it on this podcast as a Mother's Day thing that they had eaten for
right.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, they put.
Yeah.
And that was something
Cinnamon
she
rolls.
liked doing. And so I said, well, that's interesting.
And
so
then
I
she
picked
promptly
it up and
left
started
her mother
doing
and
it.
moved to Texas and
Right.
abandoned everyone.
So I wanted to give credit where credit's due, and made sure that everyone knew that Morgan had come up, that was her idea that I used. But I showed people, here's a pair of the cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Here's the waffle iron. Throwing them on, cooked them, put the stuff on them. Here you go. So we made those on Sunday morning and just had some fun. But,
Simple as pie.
yeah, but it was good. Augie started a new ADHD medication. So Saturday was really his first full day, and Sunday his first full days on the
Is it
medication.
kind of in the calibration period where it's not quite there yet, or
yeah.
most
kind
people
of.
go through like a bit of a day or two phase where they're like, let's see if this works.
Not noticeable too much, but he was able to focus a little more and stay on track on some things.
Okay.
He wasn't too irritable. It was hard to gauge because it's, Saturday, sister's birthday. If you have 2 kids, you basically are celebrating 2 birthdays.
Yeah.
Because there is a feel of jealousy and pang of guilt and things like that happen, especially when they're younger.
They don't They don't get it. You can explain it a million
Yeah.
times. It's not your birthday yet, but they won't.
Yeah, no, your parents, I'm sure your mom would say the same thing, that when you were having a birthday, they'd have to get something for Corey, also a small token of something, and vice versa, that you probably don't remember or realize.
I was going to say, I'm
But-
thinking back, and I'm like, I never had a problem with somebody else's birthday. It was just somebody else's birthday. But
Yeah.
I think as my brother is the younger one, perhaps
Yeah.
there was some stuff to keep him appeased.
That's
Wow.
usually what it was. It was always like
Yeah.
a gift that the grandparents or an aunt and uncle would give that was small, like, hey, here's this for you, and you got
But
the
I
big
think
one,
after, like-
and he got a little one.
After like 4 or 5, I think that would have stopped being a thing. I don't know.
It's probably higher than that. You never know.
Wow.
So Augie and Hadley are 11 and 7, and it was already there. But anyway, so thanks, G. Anthony, what'd you do?
Oh, well, Levi, thanks for asking. Sorry, I'm feeling a little tired right now.
Oh,
so
no.
I haven't had any. I haven't had caffeine, right? I haven't had any caffeine this weekend, right?
This weekend?
This weekend.
What are you
Right.
doing?
At all?
Yeah, this weekend at
Good
all.
for
I've just
you.
been
Are you
drinking.
trying to cut back?
So my heart has been
Murmuring?
doing that thing again,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Where
uh-huh.
it just likes to not be in rhythm,
Right.
and so I'm getting quite a few of these premature ventricular contractions.
Do not like
per
that.
day.
Premature evacuations.
Mhm. Yes. What's the batteries? The
Premature ventriculation.
What's that line from the something batteries from the what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Harbulary.
The Arbulary.
Annulax.
Yeah, the Annulax batteries.
Harbulary
Gesundheit.
batteries.
So I'm getting like 3 to 4 a minute, right?
Yeah.
Like right now,
Yeah, even right now.
it's crazy. Even right now, so I'm like, okay, so I don't know what's going on. Like,
But
something-
you've been to a doctor multiple times, and they don't seem to.
They say, hey man, yeah, it's just not that big of a deal. And I say,
It feels
so
like
I'm
a
like,
big
it feels
deal.
like a big deal. It feels like I'm dying. And they're like, no. Your body can take at least quite a few years of that before you'll need major surgery. And I
What
said,
they're not-
okay, what?
What they're
What?
not telling
Two is
you
in 3.
is by just riding through this, you're just shaving years off your life.
That's fine.
You're like
whatever.
you're not really going to notice it until you're on the backside of the half of your life.
Oh my gosh, I know. So I'm trying to watch any caffeine right now. So
Set of 74, you die at 62.
well, because all I'm thinking about is because these things come and go, right?
Yeah.
But this one's been sticking around now for about a week, and I'm like, okay, it's got to
Yeah,
be
it's-
I got to be getting back to
So
normal.
you cut out caffeine.
So I cut out caffeine for the last several days. I haven't had any caffeine-related things. But I also noticed that this really started happening last week. I went to a workout, and I had I thought was a really good workout, but I felt like, I don't know, I did something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
You got
but
the heart rate up, but it
got the
wasn't
heart rate
quite
up, but
rhythm.
now it's decided to stay up and flip-flopping, right?
Yeah.
So whatever the heck's going on. I'm
Thank you,
sure
G.
Dave. I'm sure Jimmy Ellis has some type of pacemaker business. I mean, he'll sell you insurance on pacemaker.
Yeah.
He's going to sell you life insurance and
It's a pacemaker insurance is what he does. That
Oh,
and
boy.
he gets you insurance for your cars while you're at it. So anyway, so I don't know what my plan is. I'm just going to try to cut back on that, try to drink more water, and try to get to flip back into place, because I can't imagine if we do this trip in May, right, to the
Yeah.
UK. I can't sit on a plane like this.
Yeah.
I can't do that for 9 hours. I think I would literally pass out. So and I'm also
literally
kind of worried
just-
about the elevation. So I'm like, let's get this in order now, and then figure out a plan on what I need to do to fix it if that time comes again. So, anyways, from there, right, Friday night was pretty chill. I ended up watching that show, the one,
Our flag means death.
Our flag means death. And I laughed quite a bit at that. I thought that was a pretty good time. And nothing else too crazy happened. Friday night was actually pretty chill. I just did a lot of research on YouTube around motorcycles I don't own, but things
nice,
I want to potentially own someday.
I see.
I'm really itching for motorcycle season to really start. I think
Yeah.
I always get like this every single year. Around this time, I think maybe I should buy a new motorcycle. I'm like, no, Anthony, you don't need to buy a new motorcycle. You just need to go and ride your motorcycles.
Ones that you have.
Ones that you have,
We
right?
have motorcycles at home.
And last year I said that, right? And then I came home with that damn BMW, and so I'm like, look. See, it's a problem, right? 'Cause
Well,
I start,
the next bike you get, you could be a superhero, right? Wear a costume. I mean, G. Davis has got it figured out for you right there.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. He says you're gonna be
Luca
pacemaker.
says, is the new 1500 drying towel the same as the Liquidator. It is different than the Liquidator. It is much denser than the Liquidator. It's 1,500 GSM.
Way more
a
dense.
larger
Yeah.
size,
A couple hundred
thicker
GSM
fabric,
more than the Liquidator. It's a
denser
larger
fiber.
size. Yeah, a lot denser. It's insane. It's our most insane drying towel to date. But
Yep.
I'm sure many of you guys have seen that kind of floating around social media. However, we
did a quiet release.
We did a quiet release. We did not do a launch on that, but it is technically available.
And it was at MTE. You could, if you saw it at MTE, we had it in our booth.
Yeah.
So
Anthony Fisher as the Pacemaker, HBO Max 2023. If I can make an appearance one day for TRCMA, what day would it be? I was thinking Friday for that mystery space. I don't know. I don't know.
Cameron, I don't know if you're going to be allowed inside the building during that time.
Yeah, you might have to.
They're going to be pretty strict.
You could
with
park in the
ingress and
parking
egress.
lot and watch from a distance.
Watch from your phone.
Watch from your phone. Same vibes. But
Luke and Alex can come hang out with you.
Potentially, right? So then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? Yeah, because I was kind of feeling a little off. I decided just to kind of do things around the house. I do dog poop cleanup. I had to do what else did I do? Spray weeds, pull weeds, right? Cardboard box breakdown, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the amenities there at my house is that I'll break down the cardboard boxes.
Oh, high five.
You have a cardboard breakdown area.
Yeah, so what happens, it's beautiful how this works, right? Yeah. So my wife, what she does, and anybody can do this, right? Okay. It can be my mother-in-law, it can be my mom, it could be her dad. What you do is you put the boxes that you want broken down and disappear into the pantry, and part of the service that I offer of just being in my home is I take those fully unbroken boxes out of the pantry through the tight doorway and outside where I break them down and put them in the trash can, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to do any of that. You could stack up the boxes as high as you want in the pantry.
Just set the boxes in the pantry.
Yeah.
As long as they're there, that And
they disappear, right? It's a beautiful system that we have worked out, and I love doing it every day.
Mine's very similar to that, but what my mother-in-law does is she takes the boxes and puts them on the side of my house. And just sets them out by our bedroom
So, like,
door.
when it rains, they get a little soggy.
Yeah, she just leaves them out there. But that's so that I'll know that they're available and that I can. So I always have to check the side of the house to see if there's any boxes that have appeared or
never know when you need one.
Popped up. So very nice. That's a great service and amenity that you can provide for them.
Thank you.
Fair.
So besides that, though, I want to say I knocked out a couple other things. I took the dogs for a walk. Now, I feel really bad. I've been a very bad dog dad lately, if you want to call it that. I've been a good child dad, a good human dad, but I've been a bad dog dad. So my 2 golden retrievers, my beautiful dogs, right, coming in roughly around 100 pounds each.
I swear Baylor's much bigger than that.
Oh, he is. I mean, that's
got to be Huck is like a 90 to 100.
Baylor has a Rottweiler head.
Baylor's
built like a Rottweiler.
He's a very big dog.
Golden retriever.
So I have been saying I need to get him out more. Right? Saturday was pretty nice, a little windy, but I said, okay, I'm gonna take him out, Katie. I'm gonna go take him for a walk. So the problem is that since having the baby, right, I've noticed the walks have become less and less of a thing, right? It might be once a week. It might be once every week and a half, and I feel really bad because you should obviously get the dogs out more than that. They have a good backyard, though. They run around. They have each other.
Well, there's 2 of them. They play with each other.
They have each other. So that's the I guess the good side of everything. But I still need to get them out. The problem is that the intervals between their walks is now so distant from each other. What feels distant, they get really antsy, right? They get really excited about their walks. So the second I pull out like the the leashes and stuff, they start freaking out and they get really jacked up and ready to rock and roll. I try to let them go to the bathroom beforehand, and so how I do this, right? It's a system. I have a belt thing. It's like a belt. What do you call that? It
belt.
A belt leash.
Okay.
So it's a belt and then it has a leash on it.
Okay.
And then the other one is a hand leash.
So if your dog decides to run across the street and the leash gets hit by a car, you get your back snapped into.
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully you will.
Why would my dog?
I don't know. I'm imagining a scenario in which it's horrible and you get like
they would never leave. They have no reason to ever leave
like
my
Batman
home.
From
this feels like this is something that's okay for you.
Yes.
Okay for me, but not something that's
not
okay
for Dane.
Dane.
Because my dogs. Did I tell you the other day that my door door got left wide open.
And they
my
stayed
front
in the
door.
house.
Right.
They literally didn't leave the house.
That's impressive.
Have I told you about how my dog?
They-
My neighbors call.
There's
My
no
neighbors
reason.
call
Why would
and
they
say,
leave? They haven't made there.
Just so you know, your dog is out front by your front door barking. And I go, yeah, I know. I just let him outside. And they're like, he's in the front yard, by the front door.
He's loose.
Sitting there.
He could go anywhere.
He's sitting on the ground, sound asleep, but he keeps barking. And I go,
That's fine.
okay. He's fine, but he's outside.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't leave the property for any reason.
That's
He is
impressive.
terrified to leave the property for fear of what I will do to him.
My dogs just know that they won't have a better life than what I give
Right,
them.
that's what my dog
so
does too.
That's just how
He
it
knows
works.
So we
He
have
has the
fear,
best.
and then we have treats.
And then
No, my dog
then
gets
we have a
treats every
runner.
time he
Then
comes
I
over.
Full-blown
have
runner.
the indomitable free spirit that is my
Okay,
dog.
yeah, you
Call
could call
that.
it free spirit.
She just really wants to
Disobedience.
explore the world. She'll come back after she gets tired, but you know what? She's loose. She is running.
Oh,
So,
my dog, I
anyway.
could pull up to Dane's house,
Yeah.
get out at the bottom of the driveway, and go, "Come on, Watson, let's go see Dane," and he will stay in the car
Yep.
and won't get out for fear of being away from the vehicle.
That's interesting.
Well, so
So
it's
getting
okay.
back
Come
to
on.
what I was
Don't lead
saying,
by
though.
fear.
So I have a system,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Well, when it was me and Katie walking the dogs, right before the baby, it was easy, right?
Yeah.
You grab one leash, I grab the other, easy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
When it's like one dog at a time,
yeah, not too bad.
no, it's not bad at all. It's easy, right?
Yeah.
The second you have the two dogs, right, things change.
Your
Right?
dog,
It
do your
becomes-
dogs heal at all?
So no, they don't necessarily heal, but they just honestly they just love going on walks, right?
They
the
get
problem
excited.
is
Yeah.
they're not. It's not that they're necessarily yanking me. They don't really yank me, but they want to go, right? They want to see everything they can, and they're excited. Now, it's mostly just been me walking the dogs, right? Because
yeah.
Katie's like, hey, like I can't walking with the baby, and
Yeah.
you obviously have more strength than me right now, so you go handle both of these, these giant golden
Mm-hmm.
retrievers. Well, I've noticed that because they get so antsy,
Yeah.
my patience has grown thinner and thinner.
Yeah, right. You're like,
And-
you're not abiding what you used to abide.
Well, and I don't want to be that way, right? But I've just noticed that my patience is lower than it's been before.
Correct.
When it comes to, I think because probably most of the patience goes towards the baby, and then there's
Yeah.
just not a lot of patience left
Right,
for the
exactly.
dogs.
Yeah.
So
They're
I'm
all
like,
tapped out.
I'm like, I need you guys to do what you need to
Yeah,
do,
yeah. Or you get rid of them.
because if there's a screaming baby, I'm like, I just need you guys to be on my side here, be on my team,
Yeah.
right? Be one with me.
Right.
But
That's why cats are so good.
yeah, cats are good. But what has happened every single time I go to walk these damn dogs, right? They go to the bathroom beforehand, but they need to just drop a
Yeah.
load
Yeah, lots of
right off the bat. So I might make it halfway down the street, and I go, seriously?
Yeah, you always
Like,
got to bring bags.
I'm like, right now,
bags.
right? So I
Yep.
bring the bags. You know what I hate doing, Levi?
Carrying the
I
poor
hate
bags.
walking with a poop
Yeah,
bag.
they do it at the
I
beginning of the
yeah.
trip. So
Hate
that you're
it.
just,
Like I can't tell you how much I dislike it.
Yeah.
It's because I have this
you're playing a hot
bag of
potato.
shame.
You don't want
I have
to.
this bag of
food.
shame
Yeah.
in my hand.
That's why I'm the same way.
and it's
Same way.
warm, and I don't want to touch it. I mean, honestly, but it then like so. What I do is I sometimes just strap it around my little waist.
I don't.
You're gonna
no,
say you put
I
it in
don't.
your
I don't
pocket.
either.
It's like, oh my
but
God.
then it just kind of flops around.
It
as I'm
bangs.
walking.
No.
So here's my problem. My bags aren't fully sealed bags.
Oh, you don't seal them? You can
I
tie
do.
them off.
I do, but they're grocery bags, and sometimes they might have a small tear or hole. Yeah.
You're just gonna wait until your kid's old
Not
enough that
wrong.
it really stings,
Not wrong.
and then they start a life
Uh,
of just vendetta.
But yes, that's what it's weird. Your patience level changes because
Dude.
it is. It all goes to the child. There's nothing left for the dog.
And I feel bad
But that's
because I
also why
love my
people get
dogs.
rid of their dogs when they have
I know,
babies
and that
stuff,
makes
'cause
me
they
super
just
sad.
can't-
And
They
I
don't
can't-
have the extra
I
time
know.
that they used to have.
I know, and I can't imagine it, but like I feel bad because I just like I said, I'm not.
You have
I
to
am a
power
patient
through for at least
person.
the next couple of years.
Yeah, and I am a patient person. I just that with them lately, it's just been kind of like less and less. But I pick up this load that's dropped. And I
Yeah.
go, okay, oh my god, right? Find this trash can. I walk another 100 yards, right? The other one, right?
Dog bomb assault belt.
My favorite though is Baylor,
That's
the big
it.
one.
That's what you do.
Decides to drop it, right? So I've done that before, Scott, and I had a lady call me out on it. and just say,
you
hey,
got a witness.
you just throw it on the grass? I'm like, no, I didn't just throw it. I'm going to pick it up on the way home. She says, well, a lot of people do this and they never come back for them, and I have to pick them up. So since that happened, I've been scarred to do that again. So I just buck up and hold them until I can find a trash can, which apparently doesn't exist once you have this bag of crap in your hand.
Yeah.
Right. What do you?
Not one nearby.
There's not one nearby, right?
No.
Tell me there aren't just loads and loads of people.
Here's
out
what
there
I do.
excited
So
to-
throwing them over
at my
fences.
house. So my house, you take the walk down the street.
Yeah.
You walk down to the end of my street. You know how it ends.
Yeah.
And then it's a little pathway.
Yeah.
It's a walking pathway, and then it turns left to go back out onto Boise Avenue. So you get to that end. That's usually right where Watson has to do his business. So he'll stop and squat and get his party started. And then that's when I get my bag out. I wrap it up. Now, I know there's a dead straight section that has a city-supplied trash can.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's
So
what
I
you need.
walk to that trash can
Yep.
and drop it off.
Nice. Good deal.
However, that trash can full of dog poop.
Yep.
Because everybody
yeah.
uses it in the neighborhood for that because it's perfectly placed.
Yeah.
So then you think, all right, you dump that one. Then you walk to there's a little park that we have. So you're like, let's just walk to the park with the kids. Watson drops another deuce.
Yeah.
Pick it up. We're going to hit the next trash can when we get there at the park. That one's also full of poop, but it's next to the park bench.
Oh,
Yeah, so
why
you
did they
set it-
do
So I
that?
got to sit down and watch my kids,
Oh.
and I got poop
Yeah.
It's just wafting.
Yeah.
wafting in
over.
my face.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
See,
No.
but at least you can set it somewhere. That's my
I can.
problem.
That's the nice
I
thing.
can't set it anywhere. I have
Yeah.
to walk with it. And this bag is shame, right?
Yeah.
So what happened
shame.
is the second time, right? Again, my patience is already growing thin, right? The one dog has already went. We're walking down this mid-walking path where basically there's like a backyards on both sides,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It's like wrought iron
Yeah.
fencing with this big swooping walk path.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's got like willow trees and stuff.
It's kind
I
of
really-
like my house. I have that same setup.
like it's got
Very
this,
nice.
but it's a nice wide path.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the backyards facing the walking path have dogs in them, right?
Right.
So what happens? I'm walking. He decides to drop a big old load right there, but then a dog runs out from the house and starts barking at him. So right after he's dropping this load, I am down on my one hand and knees. He's on my belt, right, yanking me, and I'm holding onto the other one, trying to just trying to reach for this thing, right? And I'm yelling, "Spaylor, stop! Stop what you're doing! Stop barking!" Right?
Yeah.
Won't stop because this other dog is taunting him, right?
Right.
So I'm just trying to
Baylor
reach
weighs
for
as
this.
much as you do.
Well, and then it creates a fuss, right?
Yeah.
Then you have people coming out of the house.
Yeah,
and,
because
right?
they're wondering what's the heck their dog
Going
barking
on
about.
over
You have like the
here.
person that's working on your yard, and they kind of peep out, and they just see this poor me, right?
Yeah.
On one hand and one knee, trying to grab the poop with one hand
Meanwhile-
and mash it
meanwhile, your
into
long-
my hand.
meanwhile,
so
your
I can
long-haired
flip
golden
the bag
Rottweiler that you
inside
have.
out, right? I hate it, and so he's yelling at me. I'm like, okay. We're going home now.
Yeah, you don't
you've
wanna
lost
do-
your
yeah.
walking privileges
Right.
for today
Way
because
to go.
they made this very difficult for me.
Right,
It's not
correct.
their fault.
No.
But again, my patience has grown thin. So I just don't know what to do. I think I need to go on I need to start doing it more often, maybe so they get used to it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel bad. So did that though, and then I want to say that the rest of the day was pretty relaxing. And Sunday, I had to watch the baby for almost the entire, not almost the entire day, for like half the day, right?
Yeah.
Katie had to go run some errands, do some things like that. She needed to get out of the house, and I spent more time watching some shows. So I watched the F1 series, right? And I did get invited for some friends. They went to the homestead to go watch the actual F1 race that day, right? That was happening, and I couldn't make it
Yeah.
out, unfortunately. But that would have been cool. Just couldn't.
Well, the
do it.
outcome was apparently pretty fun too. So.
Yeah, apparently, and so I'll have to watch that in next year's recap on
Yeah.
Netflix, right?
You're like,
Drive
I'm
to
just gonna
Survive.
wait a year to find out what
I'll
happens.
wait a year to find. I'm in no rush, right?
Yeah.
It'll be okay. But I did that. Watched some other shows. I tried watching some movies. I tried watching the Royal Gems.
Oh,
Royal
gemstones.
Gemstones?
Couldn't get
Oh my
past the
God.
first
Righteous
episode.
Gemstones.
You got it.
I couldn't get past the
You got
first
to power
episode.
through. I promise I'll power through flag means death if you promise to power through Royal.
I'm almost
I can-
insulted. He has to explain. He has to power through. I promise. As soon as he gets to like the fancy party part, he'll be in.
Yeah, like
He'll
you
be
get through
in.
that first episode, you're in.
So I couldn't make it through that, so then I started watching this show. It's got like Amy Schumer in it, or I think it's her name, Amy Schumer, right? She's a comedian, chick, right? It's this show with like it's a show about like her mom dying, and then like she's like getting over it with like grieving, whatever. It just came on.
Okay.
So I started watching it, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny. It's kind of quirky, right? And Katie walks in, she goes, "Oh, you like Amy Schumer? I hate Amy Schumer." I'm like, really? I'm like, I think I liked her in a couple movies. She's like, oh, no, she's super annoying. So then I got to thinking, is she really annoying? Do I like watching her because maybe I'm kind of annoying? And is that one of those things? Is it Schumer? It's Schumer, not Schuber.
Yeah, Schumer.
Schumer. That's what it is. So I'm not sure.
Assuming that is who you're talking about.
Yeah, but I kind of liked it. I kind of think
there was a big
I think she's
blow
kind of
up,
funny
like,
in the
back
awkward
in
way.
So
the awkward
2015 or 2014, people were all just like ragging on her on the internet. It became a whole thing.
Well, now she's a mom, and
Is she?
she's become on Twitter. She's just lets it all hang loose
Oh, God.
as a mom.
Oh.
Like lets people know, like this is what's up. This is the joys of parenting. This is what sucks. This is what's hard. This is what's.
Oh, that's good.
so pretty
makes
much
it
in
sad.
Carly's wheelhouse.
She's very reality
that's
oriented now. The show we started last night, and we actually watched 3 episodes on HBO Max. Is the new Adam McKay show.
The basketball one?
The basketball,
Yeah,
the
with John
Lakers,
C.
the
Reilly.
building the dynasty with John C. Reilly. Holy crap!
Good?
Is it insanely good?
Okay, I've wanted to watch
It
that. I
is-
haven't yet.
It is. The way they shot it, it's totally done to make it look like it's all Super 8
Sweet,
footage.
okay.
But it's so good. They did such a good job, and they cut it very funny, and they all talk to the camera. Like they're telling the
interesting.
story.
So it's all like breaking the fourth wall.
It's all breaking the fourth wall. Like they'll be in the middle of a scene, and John C. Reilly will like he's talking to one of the guys. He's having dinner with him, and he's sitting down, and he like looks over and looks at himself in the mirror, and he goes, "Watch what he's going to say here." Like really good. It's good. We watched that, and I was like, this was such a good show.
I was sorry to hear that show was the reason that Will Ferrell and Adam McKay are no longer friends.
Oh,
That was just a bummer.
well, all I know is it's good.
Will Ferrell
So-
wanted the John C. Reilly part.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. But John C. Reilly's great. in
Yeah,
it.
no,
He's
John C. Reilly's fantastic.
way better. Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, anyway. So other than that, that's it. I think like literally my Sunday night I washed my Civic. I didn't get to work on the CRZ at all. It wasn't a good weekend for it. There's nothing I could do. I couldn't at no point in this weekend could I commit to more than like a couple hours at a time to do a project of some sort. Like Katie had even asked me on Sunday. She's like, "Hey, what do you have to get done today?" And I'm like, "What do I have to get done, or what do I want to get done?" She's like, "What do you have to get done?" I said, "Well, nothing has to get done, but like, if you want me to be honest, I want to go take photos of my car." And she's like, "That's not important, Anthony." I said, "I know it's not."
Honey-do list.
I said, "It's not important."
You gotta
So
come over to Levi's help and help.
So I
the
said,
house
I don't
move
have to do that. I can do that another time. It's not that big of a deal.
Yep.
So I took one photo at the gas station last night after I washed my car, and I said, "That's pretty cool."
It looks good.
There
It was
you
a nice
go.
photo.
Thank you, Chevron. Right? If you guys ever looking for a good gas station, Chevron always has the best lighting. They also have some great quality Techron that you can put into your vehicle. Keep it running
and
smooth,
Haviland.
right? And then check out
Haviland.
that Haviland oil because Haviland oil, right?
Keeps running
Honestly,
smooth.
your vehicle will last a lifetime.
Well, what a
with
lot of
that
people
stuff.
don't know is the gas has a lot of water in it, and this Haviland is a cleaner that is going to help.
Gas attracts. Gas has ethanol.
Yeah.
Ethanol attracts water.
Right, the ethanol attracts the water, so this Haviland goes in and cleans out a lot
The
of those.
Haviland has nothing to do with
Gets
that.
the
It's
water
oil.
out.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's the fuel system cleaner, right?
Right.
Which goes
That's what I'm
through.
saying.
So is the ethanol content in gas the reason we see so much condensation at tailpipes these days?
Yes.
Probably, maybe.
I just wondered if that was
Well,
a fluke
ethanol.
or if that actually...
It's a good replacement. The cars will run off ethanol. It's fine.
Yeah, but ethanol sucks.
just creates
Unless it's
moisture.
E85, in which case, okay. But then, you're dealing
But it
with
creates
extra
moisture
wear and tear.
inside the
I'm
minute.
sure it creates moisture, but yeah, I mean, a lot of things can create moisture depending on your temperature and all sorts
But
of
like,
things.
as
But
a subsidized filler, like ethanol sucks compared to just having straight up, non-ethanol
ethanol
gasoline.
free.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and some gas stations around the world are literally not an ethanol free. Like that's just their normal gas is ethanol free.
Yeah.
Right? There's no such thing as ethanol. But here in the U.S., we had some type of
Well, there's a lot of
Well,
subsidies.
corn
oil
subsidies
preservation thing that happened where we started putting
corn
ethanol in the gas.
subsidies.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is. But that's all I got. I think I'm missing something big, but I don't know what it was. Nothing. Yeah, no, I'm not missing anything big.
I put those fuel system cleaners in both the Jag and the van, and they're still running. So,
hey,
you know it works.
Dane, you know you got some good van.
Perfect, just in time for a road trip.
Yeah. So I wanted, before we go here, I wanted to touch on this comment. I kept having it floating in the background because I think we need to explain how TRCMA works.
Well, so TRCMA is a virtual trade show.
Yes.
Where we're filming it. So, Mazina, if you show up, you can hang out, just not in the building. That's the difference. So,
in a normal year, you probably would be able to, but due to the last couple of years, they're a little more.
As evidenced, there's still COVID in the air.
Yeah.
We still have folks that are traveling to the U.S., still have certain restrictions placed upon them as well. So, everybody that's coming into this building will be subject to a rapid test they have to take the test before they can walk in the building. So, we're going to try and do everything we can. Now, there are going to be people mingling back and forth. You're more than welcome, Mazina, to show up and text us and let us know, or just show up and say, hey, I'm here, or I'll be there at 2, and I can give Luke or Alex a heads up, and they can be outside waiting for you, talking to you, whatever you want to do. That's totally fine. But we're going to be broadcasting live, the three of us.
So in order to reduce distractions or issues, we've just basically made it that the only people in the building are the ones relevant to what's going on the screen.
Correct.
Or what's coming up or what just happened.
Yep.
For that day. So
now,
that's kind of how it's
if you want to show up at 4 when we're tearing everything down and say hi to folks, you're more than welcome to. If you want to show up at lunchtime between noon and 2 to say hi and catch up, that's totally fine too. But again, we can't have you in the building.
Yeah.
But we can talk outside in the parking lot. We can do that. The goal is just we got so many people coming in attendance to this. We just want to be as safe as possible. Yeah. That's all. So,
that's it.
Because some people have to fly back out of here, and maybe their country says, hey, we need you to take a PCR test before you
And if they can't pass
land.
it, they're kept from going home, and that would be awful.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do that to
That's the biggest thing about it is we're just trying to, it's still out. It's still apparent. It's still happening. Just because numbers are dwindling doesn't mean that it's...
Don't get me wrong, stuff's getting better, but it's just we're not looking to put anybody in that position.
Well, and the other thing is colds. I have a cold. That's why I'm wearing a mask, because I want to keep these guys from getting sick, because the last thing I want to do is get them sick the week before we have a huge event, and I need them.
Where we have to talk every single morning and afternoon for a whole week.
So,
that's just...
I can't have them calling in sick. So that's why we're doing that. So there are people that are going to be wearing masks. There are people that are going to be everyone's going to have to take the rapid test. So there are some rules in effect and things like that for COVID. We are having our bathrooms, the studio cleaned every night. So they're doing a lot of stuff here just to try and keep everybody safe, because we have so many people coming in from all over the world.
Now, I will say, don't get me wrong, in the future, maybe some year or 2 or 3 in the future, we would love to make it where we could have people come in and join in, and we could do like indoor-outdoor kind of thing and like really expand stuff. We've had those ideas from the beginning. It just unfortunately didn't work out.
If you think about like the old style Top Gear, we'd love to be able to do stuff like that.
And on the track, so we got the whole thing, set up. Who knows? Could happen. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure we let him know, and anybody else watching who was wondering the same thing. There's your answer. So, obviously, it should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway because we can't say it enough. TRCMA is happening next week.
Best way to watch it is on the YouTube channel.
You got to come here to the Red Company YouTube channel if you want to catch everything with the best audio quality. However, if you want to watch on, say, your favorite, company's channels, you can certainly do that too. A lot of them will be broadcasting live from their Instagram, from YouTube, Facebook, you name it. It'll be happening all around. But if you want to catch the main feed, I would highly recommend it so that you don't miss a thing. That's where the official feed will be. And, of course, you can go to trcma.com and get your info there as well. So, Cape Garcia, wow, so weird of you to just ask that. What's
We just
TRCMA?
explained
Who will
it.
be
We
there?
just
literally-
We
that.
just explained that,
talked
but
about
thank
that.
you, Gabe,
You must
for
have missed
thinking
it.
of that. Yeah, boy, you must have just missed it.
Play back like
Every
last
single
minute.
detailing company you like will be there, and if they're not, they'll probably appear there sometime
like
in the
29
future.
vendors
Let us
coming.
know. We're working on it, man. So anyway, guys, thank you so much, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and the podcast here, and we will catch you later this week. Will you guys be doing Q&A Thursday? Because I won't be here.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes.
they'll do Q&A Thursday. I'll make a graphic for them. It'll be a whole thing. All right, you take care. Have a good one. These guys will
See
catch
ya.
up with you later in the week.
See ya.